Good morning, everyone. This is Michael from NC War Store. I want to see how you guys are doing. Hope you guys are having a fantastic start on your Sunday. We get the brake line, we took it out, and there was a whole bunch of brake fluid that bleeded out, which is good for us because it bleeded out when we actually finally took it out. So I left it here hanging overnight, and you can see here, it's probably ready to be able to put back in now. I think we can just leave it here for another 24 hours. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, I spun it off, just kind of shake it off, you know. First of all, I emptied it into a little container, and then any remaining residue, I just kind of held it here, and I kind of swerve it around just to make sure that every bit of it's gone. Or I did half of it, actually. I did like a half turn like this, and then I went spiral it. You be careful if brake fluid get hit on your car or anything like that, or wherever it touches, it definitely will take the paint right off. So it's good to go. So we're going to put it back into the original wrapper. I just want to share with you guys some new stuff I got. This is pretty much what's considered like, what, a $15 cover. This is what's considered an $89 cover. So we're going to see the quality of this guy. It's made by Guardian Covers. And I believe I got the Cruiser line. It also has alarm ready, a little slot for the alarm. Not that the alarm is included or anything, but that's how it looks like right there. We're going to check it out. We're going to unravel this guy here. So this is pretty much what you consider you get for about maybe $20, your typical charger there. I just want to also know that I tied everything nice and neatly back, so because I couldn't record anymore that day, but I did still continue to work. So here we go. I put this guy tie strap sort of, so he won't be hanging everywhere. I figured this is the best way to do it. Put a little tie strap here to hang him by his little nozzle, so he won't be interfering. So I'll show you all the tie strap I did for the brake line and everything. Hopefully we'll try to get this wire fixed today, as well as get the super glue. This is how it ripped, actually. See here how it splits off. I think just a little super glue might do as well, because it looks like it's still sort of connected in there, but it's not really connected in there. So I think a little super glue will probably just do just fine. This one is not even broken yet. So this one and this one right here, you can see there's a little slit. This one I think completely slid off. Yeah. So we'll put a little super glue there. Just want to show you here. See that it kind of splits off. Come from this angle. You guys can see from inside. So where the bolt kind of smashed a little too hard on it, it made it come off a little bit. It's not entirely off, actually. See, there's still a little connecting part. So what we'll do is we'll just dab super glue and let it harden. And that'll be it for that one. So I think these two guys hit super glue. Excuse me. It should be fairly enough. So let me show you the tie strap I did after I took out the brake line. There we go. I think it's going to be doable this way from here on. So it's pretty thin, you know, this fabric here. Look like it could probably still tear easily. But so far so good. It's been helpful for us to keep all the dust away in here. So we'll see how this, you know, $89 cover versus would actually improve on this cover or not. So we'll do that. Yeah, I haven't put that back this yet. I'm tempted to tap the oil right now and put that back on the cooler. But we'll just leave it hanging in for now. We got other few things to catch up on. Speaking of catch up on, I think I got my breakfast warmed up here. Just got some leftover pizza from yesterday. Or frozen pizza warmed up. So I'm going to take a little bite of that, give me a little bit of energy. But you can see here, I went from behind. I didn't cover this time the serial number of the bar. I guess it was engraved in there. I went from behind here and just did it. You can see here. It's pretty cool. This says GY6. It literally says GY6. You can see that? Oh, 1 second. This bar is just giving me a little trouble. See if I can get my camera squeezed in. There we go. How about that for you? So this is where I tie strap it last. You can see there. GY6. I mean, they're all different numbers, so we finally got one that says GY6, and I was able to grab it and put it in the front. So these tie straps are pretty humorous. It's like one of those Taco Bell sauces where it gives you saying something like, you know, every time you read it, so something like, you know, my sister is, you know, or my sister is ketchup, she thinks I'm hotter, or something like that. I can't remember. Or my other sister is hotter. The hot sauce from Taco Bell, they give you little phrases on the packages. And then I put one over here. So we only got one here. So next time when we do need to take off or reroute any wires, you can see here that the brake line is kind of crunched up a little bit up because I need to pull more slack forward. And so I hidden it up there like this. See there? Then it goes curvy to our brake line. Goes down from underneath here. Kind of leap you guys with the little flow here. Then it goes, and then I made sure not to also touch the oil cooler, even though I don't think it'll really get hurt by the oil cooler, because it's not going to be like hot oil burning that radiator part. But I just want to make sure it still doesn't really touch a lot. So you can see here through this crack here, maybe it may or may not show. Want to make sure it's lifted, slightly lifted off. I can see from this angle it looks like only a millimeter. Or even not that, it's like a millimeter off you can see there. So it's not barely touching the radiator. Which I'm just thinking if it does even lay it on there, I don't think it will ever get that hot where it can actually scorch the braided rubber on the brake fluid. But you never know. So I want to be more safe than sorry. So anyway, so I wanted to be able to, well, right now it's locked. So we got a tie strap here. And then we got a tie strap anywhere. I don't think I could pull any more up for it anyway. Let's see if I can. Oh, I can a little bit. Oh, yeah, I can actually. There we go. Guess what? I just moved it about an inch now. Didn't know I could do that. Look at that. It's off from the radiator an inch now, which is perfect. It's still shoved up here. Kind of curves and actually holds our alarm sensor right here, the alarm box. So it's kind of nice. Give a little bit more reinforcement on top of the ground wire in this wall. So that alarm right there never probably need adhesive anyway, because it's got so many things holding on to, including its own wire harness that's tugged from up top. Kind of locked up from up top, but that's okay now. Nice. Okay, there we go. You guys see it? See how the brake line curves? It doesn't even touch it's nowhere near it now. It's almost like a really good inch and a half now. The hydraulic brake cable. So here we go. We got this guy here. I tie strap him also, and trying to decide how we're gonna fit these guys here. I figured this would probably be the best way, even though I wanted this to stay flush, so I'm gonna keep it flushed down. The reason why I want this guy to also have a tie strap is because there's going to be a metal screw here. I'd rather have him, if anything, he probably won't even get close to the tie strap, but I want to make sure these wires are bunched downward out of the way, just in case the screw decides to actually go hit it. So I probably would never do that, because it looks like it's good, what, about an inch clearance. So we're good there. We thought of that now next time. Also, I found a bolt here that I didn't know if I needed it or not. I took it off. It was just screwed on here. I'm not sure what it was for, but I took it off and I sprayed a little bit of the carb cleaner just to get a little bit of the rust out, or if there was any kind of rust. So yeah, it was this bolt right here. Let's see. So I can show you. I can't wait to open this guy here. I got it from Amazon, so we'll see how good it is compared to our normal $20. It's supposed to do all kinds of stuff. It was made in the USA also. It was this bolt size, which is good for us because we need a lot of these guys here. So yeah, it was one of these guys here. Not, it's an M6 thread. So who knows what we need this for? Because these guys were stripping on this, remember? We couldn't find any good ones. So I guess we have another backup. I just didn't feel like having it in there if it's not going to do anything for us. And I don't think it's really doing anything to, what do you call this? The fork stem. I don't think it does anything for it. It was just sitting here, and I'm looking from behind if there's any kind of special, connection holder or anything for it, but it's not. So what's this here? Probably a little gunk. There we go, scraped it off, a little sugar crust there. So yeah, looking forward to replacing these guys. So it was really nice that we actually was able to just pop the front of. We got most of our axes that we needed right here. So only one more tie strap from here to here to here. So a total of what? 3 tie straps so far. That's it. Our throttle cable's here, and then we'll plug in our wire battery back so we can actually. What we're gonna do all today is actually even try to figure out how we can get the alarm working. You remember that blue wire we tucked away? We're gonna bring that guy back out, see if we can. Hopefully he's not locked in here too bad. I think we can. And we're gonna be having a new gauge cluster, so hopefully our intermittent issue might be resolved. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take some time to peel him off because he's blocked by this guy here, which is understandable. So we'll peel him off like so. Let's see if I can do it now. We're peeling off a banana, sort of. Or a little bit tougher than a banana, peeling off a mango skin. How about that? It's just so intertwined. We could probably just cut this off and hopefully be a little bit more free and just drop it down. Probably be the best way. But I kind of like to keep the tie strap on there. So let me try my best to peel them off. Let me get a chair to help me hold the camera while doing it. Go this way here. Yep, the battery and charger. I'm getting used to this tripod a little bit now better. You know, hopefully I know how to work his leg. I just gotta be careful it doesn't latch on the phone holder as tightly as the other one did, but the other one didn't even have a leg to latch on, so it's like a trade-off sort of. So, but I could have interchanged both of them, but I think I still want to stick with the new one because I got a feeling he's gonna be okay in the long run for us. All right, so let me go and I'm gonna lift it up. It's got what, almost 12 inches or 15 inches. Usable, probably a good, you know, inch and, I mean a foot and 3 inches of use leverage here. Let me see if I can lighten this up. Yeah. So he's not going too well. We're on the opposite side of the track, so bear with me. There we go. All right, so what we're gonna do is take this guy off. So I'm very excited today. Today is gonna be a good day of troubleshooting all that we wanted to do when the cover was already on. We regretted it, so let's do it now. So I'm just gonna peel it. Peel it like a bouquet. Just kind of rub this whole thing down. Maybe I could do that. It's almost like, what do you call that? The brake cable thing. There we go. All the wires are exposed in bushels. These again are going to our gauge cluster, excuse me. And we're gonna try to find that blue wire that we just kind of, I guess we just got rid of. I think this is the blue wire right there. There it is. So we got our blue wire here. So what we're gonna do is troubleshoot that guy and see. In fact, I might turn the scooter around that way, give more natural light from the opposite side versus going from behind the sun, which is always, well, going against the sun, which is always not the greatest photo shot or video. So yeah, we're gonna spice him up and hopefully we can tap him. You can see here is our gauge cluster. Our yellow wire is tapped to it, except for our blue wire. I think that's the only thing that's tapped from here is pretty much our yellow wire. It's tapped to our, you can call it, the light blue wire from our D2 cluster. So we'll see what the intermittent issue is all about and how we can actually resolve that. So let's go ahead and we're going to probably spice the wires and everything like that. But before we do that, we got to actually, well, let me get some breakfast and then we can start on the other things too as well. So let me do this. I'm going to go get my breakfast here. Put it in the microwave. Breakfast a champion, right? Look at that. Look what we got. That's it. A little crusty bitten off pizza. Oh, some strudels. Those are actually probably better. These are my favorite with raspberry. Can't go wrong with a little piece. Let's see here. Just take a little piece in the corner maybe. It's got that little paper underneath it, so. Oh man, here we go. Just enjoy your dessert now. Okay. This is good. All right. So, what I want to do is, I guess we could do this a little bit later when we're about to close the scooter again or something, toward the end. Put the brake fluid line away. Maybe start fixing this guy too before we start. Like I said, I'm going to try to do that screw trick and with the little tent. But actually, before I want to do that, I want to see where these wires are going to be for the remote alarm. We get to work. We can prepare the soldering process and then fix this guy maybe in the process of soldering him as well. We're not even sure we're going to even solder him, but we're going to try our best to see if we can just tint the wire so he has a little grip on the screw that we're going to drive in here. And we're going to find out if that'll work, that option as well. But before, in the meantime, let's play with the switches and get the remote start to work first. We'll connect our battery back. So it should be a pretty easy breezy day. But in the meantime, let's go and hit that little guy with super glue. That way he's going to have some time to cure. And then we can mount the process. But before I do that, I have no idea with the alarm yet what we're going to do. I mean, as far as what I'm thinking is this blue wire here. needs to make its connection to this wire here. This is what APM also recommended too. Take the blue wire directly to the yellow and pink wire, or yellow and red wire. And we'll find out if that's what's really causing. And another thing is with this one, the reason why it didn't work last time, maybe we're thinking, is because maybe it needs separate ground. Because I think the kill switch is controlled by one ground, which ties together. I'm not sure that's going to actually be a possibility why it didn't work. But we could try with our original switch. And then if that doesn't work, we'll play around with the modified secondary switch that has all the bells and whistle. So let me go ahead and finish this nice frosty, just a bunch of carbs really. I love thin crust pizza. We toasted this last night. Now it's a little soggy in the bottom. Doesn't look too appetizing, but gets me going. All right. I like Tito's pizza. They're probably one of my favorite frozen pizza. I'm not sure what they do, but they air out the bottom. I just don't like their Tito bites. Those are not that great, but their regular $1.25 pizza, or whatever it is now, $1.49, is delicious. Even soggy sometimes. I just thought they make it really thin. So whatever case may be, I think this is about it. The front shock, we'll figure out how to take this guy off, hopefully. I think this guy might give us a try. But this guy, we know we had to silicone him, so I don't think he's going to go back really strong. We'll see. And then this one here, we'll have to wait till last. We're about to mount everything in, because he's going to create an interlock between locking the shaft of the... I don't think this shaft is strippable, which is good. So he's not even really locking that guy there. That's why he couldn't lock it, because I didn't realize that it was supposed to interlock from behind. So I did was I super glued it, which is my fault. So we're gonna knock it back out and put a brand new one in there, hopefully. He will create the lock that he wants. So I'm chewing a mouthful. A little over nuked there on that pizza. It's kind of rubbery now. Excuse me. Okay, so probably not gonna do any tuning in this video, because we already know what oil's gonna do. And we can't tune it much, knowing the fact that it's so little oil still. So I'm hoping when we do fill it up with, or tap it off with the proper oil, to get the dipstick reading. Here, I'll show you. To get the dipstick reading past the XXX, because right now it's not going to even flow. It's kind of dry. Yeah, it's still dry. We want it to go past just a little bit, right? So like right there or something. I can't get the resolution on this guy. There we go. We want to get past just a little bit right there past the XXX. This is what I call XXX. So we just want to pass just a little bit, like maybe a half a centimeter. You know, I want to say that, or maybe 6 millimeters, but half a centimeter is like right there. That'll be our 750 mark right there. So on top of that, and hopefully whatever flows to the oil as well, I hope that it did push some into the reserve line there. If it doesn't, 750, I think we're still going to be safe. Preferably, I want to have 800. But right now is not a way of measuring it, because we don't really have an accurate dipstick here that tells us exactly where the oil level is with the external oil cooler attached. And then also, unfortunately, our bottle is, you know, not starting as a fresh bottle, so we know we'll have to do a lot of math. And we're just going to pretty much get it to where our dipstick's past that little XXX mark and call it. Yeah, motor oil you can reuse. You know, it's not like brake fluid where, you know, you can only, once you open it, it's not that good once moisture gets into it. For a safety reason, you definitely want to crack open a new brake fluid, especially if it's been a while, less than more than 6 months or so, or in cold weather outdoor. But we might be able to use our brake fluid again, just to tap the new brake line here. So I might be able to get this guy in there. We'll see how condition. When we open it up, we can inspect it for any kind of moisture, you know, additives in there or something like that we see. Then we probably won't use it. So I think we're ready to rock and roll. All right, let's get some water here. I got my food and my tools just laying around. All right, let's throw this trash away. All right, here we go. We're gonna put the brake line away, and then we're gonna go and get started on pretty much troubleshooting the alarm. And then first of all, I gotta screw that power on. We'll deal with this cover maybe toward the end of the video series. Hopefully I have some time to be able to show you guys the cover. So put this guy away for a second. It's made for a motorcycle. They have one for scooters too, but since I had the big top Gibby case, I figured the scooter one might not be adequate because most scooters don't have like a huge Gibby case in the back. So I think it's more like a motorcycle standard size. So I got the cruiser one, which is, I guess, is considered their large. Not their extra large, but they're large. So let me go and wind this guy up, put him in the same bag. And it was so easy to change. I'm very surprised. I should have done it a long time ago. I didn't realize how easy it was. Even with I think the hardest part was just taking off all the panels back. But once you get the panel back, I mean, it kept dry for us. I mean, it really did. It did its job for us. I think that little red cap actually created a back vacuum where the other one wouldn't flow out, which served us pretty damn good. So, very grateful for that. And then when I got it out, I went like this. Let's see if it still does it. No, it shouldn't because I swinged it so much. I think all the fluid ran out. But it starts pouring out like enough to probably, I'd say, about good maybe 2.5 ounces came out of this guy here when I poured it out like this. So we left it dangling overnight after we spun it off. So I think he should be good. I'm not sure why, but for me, I'm always still a clean freak. So even though I know this is a bad cable, I'm still going to do him the honor and clean this guy off. So let's get some carb cleaner to we. We're probably not going to even use it no more. I mean, we can't use it. I don't think we even want to use it for emergency because of the fact is it still squirts. So there you go. Just spray a little bit on there. It dries very fast, so you want to get started. See this little black area? Watch. I'm not doing any kind of magic show here. That's it. Gone. Again, I don't know why I'm cleaning something I'm about to throw away, but I figure if I keep it in my possession, I try to keep things looking new. Alright, here we go. Still got some of that fluid in there, so that works out. Let's go ahead and give it a look at that. Still some more here. Same little rub, same towel, same a little bit moisture left in there. Don't have to use a lot. I think that's it. We're done. I think there's no more on this end. I think it was already in that side of the cable. I don't know why. But over here it doesn't seem like it has any problem at all. Do one final quick rub. It doesn't hurt, you know, just a little scrub. Besides, when you're packing things, you don't want to pack dirt anyway. So that's my logic there. Just clean it. Yep, but unfortunately, this guy right here didn't do so well with the JB. You can see there. You can see the brake fluids inside this guy because he's so slippy. So yeah, unfortunately, that's the way it goes. So don't JB weld it. It's not worth it. We JB weld this part. I think this is where the leak is. Not right here, but it's right here. It probably squirted out somehow. JB Hill will keep things firm, but it doesn't keep brake fluid in. It's just not made to tolerate brake fluid. Because brake fluid can eat up anything. Paint, whatever you have. And now you can see our little Viton seal that's smashed. Yeah, we definitely used it, alright. It's smashed in there. It used to be a nice, perfect, round little rubber tube. A little small one. Compared to this guy here. So, it's did its part. Or tried to. I think it did its part. Because it kept the fluid from... It kept the fluid from not coming all the way from the top here and leaking. Because it wouldn't usually come from here as well and leak out. But it only leaked out through here, so that means that Viton seal did crush the little cone banjo bolt to keep him from not squirting out from this top, only this top right here, only this bottom end of the shaft. So, I mean, only, yep. And we had no way of turning this without breaking it too, so there's no way. The whole tube would have to turn with it. So it was like a one-time deal. There was no going back to restoring it. I mean, I'm sure there's maybe somewhere, I'll still keep it. Maybe in the future they might make tools. I think they still do, maybe, where you can cut it and then put your own tip in there. And then I guess maybe by some shear clamp force, you can actually recrimp a new tip for your hydraulic brake fluid. I don't know, but so maybe that's a good thing. Just keep it around for that scenario in case it did. But let me go ahead and just wind this up. I know I'm winding up very small, but doesn't need to be any bigger. We'll put a little tape to hold it in place in this wind. Pretty interesting. All right. Super. Okay, so we got that there. Now what we're gonna do is go ahead and get some kind of tape or anything to tape it right here, okay? So let me go ahead and we start out with this guy. We'll end up with him as well. He was a good tape actually. He kept it firm. I think we can use electrical tape. We still probably could have done it, but I think electrical tape would get kind of rubbery and flex, and it might create some more hook. Well, this guy was just sturdy, dry. Make a little bit of him. There we go. Snap. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this guy in. Then we're going to take off our controllers there to see where we're at on those guys as well. See if I can line this guy up. Oh. Try and use most of the adhesive surface. There we go. We got him in there. All right, so what we're gonna do, I'm not sure. Maybe we could put him in the same bag here with this guy. Or we could just put him straight in the Hoka bag, right? With the new tip and everything, just in case. But we know this is bad, so should we even ride it? We'll know. We'll make sure we put it. Actually, you know what? It's always safe than sorry, right? Just in case that, whatever reason I'm not here, someone gets a hold of this brake cable and thinking, "Ooh, cool! I got a brake cable. I'm about to put that on my scooter." Long and behold, I don't want them to be surprised when it starts leaking. They're like, "What?" Okay. Just like Michael Jackson would say, "Who's bad?" This is it. Cool. So we got that there. Put him in the, I think I can fit him in now. Who knows? There we go. Another collection to our relic. Again, I don't keep old parts just to buy old parts and keep them for backup. I prefer to buy new parts and then, you know, keep my old parts for backup. I'm not a nostalgic collector, if that's what you're thinking. Other than maybe old stuff that came to me. Oh, by the way, there's two kind of JB Weld, by the way. I didn't realize there's one. These ones are much more secure hold. They take a little longer to cure. It takes about 15 to 24 hours. And then you got the only difference is they're going to add this yellow one, which is very fast, works instantly. It cures in about 6 minutes, cure time about 4 to 6 hours. So at the same time with this sets, this actually cures. But I prefer just to use these guys here. I'm not going to deal with that one. This one's case is emergency. You need to actually cure it quickly for like certain application, like your boat's about to leak or something. And you know, you need to get that thing dry. You know, you can hold the water out for 6 minutes, but you can't hold it for 4 to 6 hours, right? So that guy would come in certain applications, come in great. But since we don't have that kind of issue to worry about, we're not going to worry. So anyway, I put the brake line here, the old brake line, that one. So I know next time. All right, so let's get our switch here. And I guess we can go ahead and modify this now. I mean, there's not really anything to modify. We could just jump the wires real quick here and see if extra remote start works. So let's go and get a not power drill. Let's get our screwdriver and connect our positive terminal again. So here we go. It's always fun. I love my joy and pride working on this scooter. Gives me my physical activity for the day. Everyone needs a nice little project to work on. You know, they say when people retire, that's when their health starts failing, so you want to keep active. I don't think God made us to tend to be fat and lazy. Even though that's ideally what we always want to achieve, it doesn't serve us in the greater good. All right, so there we go. We got this, we got that. I don't know, I'm almost starting to try and see how I can maneuver this in a way where it's actually appropriately supposed to fit. Let me see if I can do it this way. I know that the big main one we want to sit on top because it has a little cuff to hook it. I mean to cover. And this guy here, I don't know, maybe in between. We'll see. I'll see how this looks. See this? I do want to be aesthetically pleasing. Not aesthetically pleasing, but what you call that? Arranging properly. All right, or that's probably aesthetically pleasing, right? So I don't want anything across, like crisscross each other. So let me see if I can figure this guy mementos out. Mementos. The fresh maker. That's what I think of when I think about the mementos for a second. All right. A lot of people say I talk too much. I do apologize. I mean, that's just my video. So, I mean, I feel it's weird because I watch people and they show great video, but they don't talk or say anything. It's kind of hard for me to like stay focused and keep attention. So I do the same thing. I may be saying that because I need to, you know, repeat myself a lot because I have to remember things a lot. Oh yeah, sorry. I put the negative first already. So of course it's going to do that. But you know what's funny though? I didn't hear the speakers took it out. That's why. You didn't hear it flash, you guys. Watch, I'll show you. It just started flashing. Well, I'm going to bring it to it. You can see the lights flashing when I'm about to bring the wires next to it. Or try to anyway. Look. I was wondering, hey, what the heck? I don't hear no sound. We took our speaker out, remember? Alright, so anyway. It's going to flash. But you hear that little click noise, right? I'm not sure what that click noise is triggered by. Maybe it's the relay or something. Or the solenoid. Duh. The click noise is from your solenoid. That's what you're getting, that click noise here. Is this guy right here. He's making the connection. Or preparing to, I guess. That click noise. But there's no ignition pulse to actually fire him. Or send a signal to the starter motor. Okay, I think that's about right. Okay, let me just make sure I wind it nicely. Alright, so what I was trying to do is when I put dielectric grease, hopefully get this guy over like this. I know it's not fully there, but it's almost close, right? So anyway, where are we going to sit this again? We're going to do this? Or we're just going to leave him hanging on top? I can't remember. I guess we can do this way. We just don't want him to fall on the valve cover. That's where all the heat is, right? So I guess we can tilt it this way. So this will work. Yep. So we got everything, alarm, our keys, and a little start button here. Turn our keys, our gauge. See, our gauge when it's tilted a certain angle, it will work sometimes. It doesn't work sometimes. So our gas tank is almost like down empty. But what we're doing is we're seeing if there's gas here, see? So that's our last resort, sort of, you can say. But the minute we see air here, no. There's no chance that we might want to start the scooter because it will run lean and start creating some problem. But we're not really testing the startup of the scooter today. We're just testing, to see the alarm and so forth. If we can actually remote start it. So let's do this. So let's see, we're going to spice this wire here. So let's bring our spicer.